Hey, well, it's Wednesday, July 8th, and what day of the week is it? Question of the week! The fifth one, week 5. Didn't get as many views or responses, but that could be because I just said, just give me one. Give me the one fight that brought you to boxing. What was the one that really brought you in and made you fall in love with the sport? So I printed off a couple. 4 sheets worth, and I wanted to go over them because I think this is it's pretty important. It says a lot about us, kind of makes us who we are as almost as people, because the fights you fall in love with are kind of more along your personality or your type of person, I think, unless you're like really reserved, but you just wanted to see somebody get murdered in a ring or something, and that would just be strange. Jad Trinice put this one's easy one for me. Never really got into sports, but when I saw De La Hoya Vargas, the pure courage of Vargas and the skill of De La Hoya got him hooked. Or her, I don't know. The Music Man 555. Mike Tyson, Frank Bruno. He was 8 years old. Was into boxing ever since. Wanted to talk about how nice a guy he was and everything that he does for people. So, Yogi Bear 4091, can't really remember. It was probably an Ali fight. He remembers when the first one when Ali lost to Leon Spinks. He was 4, and this is what I was really reaching for. Is Ali lost and he cried. 4 years old. You get into it so much, and you're behind a fighter so much. You see it happen, and it affects you. And Jay Blues. He was also one with Ali. There was a lot of Ali, so I didn't get everybody that was talking about Ali in there. But his brother loved his boxing, and that kind of brought him in. It wasn't so much he got into it right off the bat, but his brother kind of introduced him to it, and that family aspect of it is what I really enjoy with that. And I think if you can share it with family, it makes it even better. Crazy Cat was Barrera Morales. There's a lot of Barreras in there. Didn't like boxing, but again, father was into it and kept taking to the fights and got hooked. I mean, you spend time with dad watching the fights. That's awesome. 29 Harvey Dino or Dineo, Prince Asim Ahmed. Entrances, how cocky he was, brash and full of bravado style. Just came out there and really gripped him. He said he's too young. You're never too young to fall in love with boxing. It doesn't matter how old you are. When it happens, it happens. 951 Thompson. Eubank Ben, 1 and 2. Wow. Yeah. Shrimper 07. 9 years old and saw the delayed showing of Tyson's second-round knockout of Trevor Berbick. And there were quite a few others that had mentioned this fight as well. Will Million 15. Didn't see it live, but before YouTube was around, his my friend's dad, a large library of fight tapes. Ali, Thrill in Manila. CR Rich 25. First time he ever saw Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe, where Holyfield won. Second member one was Hearn's KO over Pepino Suevas. That's nice. Leo Dungeon, Prior Aguayo, and R.I.P. Main event 1019. I think what brought me to boxing was when I saw you fight at the fairgrounds. That's my brother. Got on there and one put in. I remember watching Buddy McGirt with Dad on Wednesday night fights on ESPN. He said it was awesome. Yeah. Gauze, Barry McGuigan, Pedrosa. I remember his dad singing before the fight, Danny Boy, and everyone in my house going crazy. That's that family, man. That's awesome that you get to share something like that with your family. I know you do it with football and everything, but for some reason boxing, because it's one person, it kind of like brings you closer. It's live, eat, and breathe. Let's see, who's next? John 134. Talks about a couple things, Calzaghe, but he went so far as to pick a round between Gotti and Ward. And to be precise, it was the 9th round. He's like, you got to see it. I saw it. Trust me, it's a great thing. Dial-ins, Ellard Time. Dad used to bring him to the Coliseum to watch the fights. And he said it didn't matter, but he just lived right across the street from the Coliseum down there. And, well, yeah, I could see how you get hooked on that. I'm not answering that phone. And Rothel Sib was the Chavez-Meldrick Taylor fight, which was absolutely awesome. Stab somebody in the face, man. You know what I mean? Just keep ringing. I answered the 4th ring. I'm not going to answer the 5th. And Meldrick Taylor made me a fight fan for life. And that was an unbelievable stoppage. Steele stopped it. And that was great. So, you know, those are a couple that I wanted to share with everybody there. And again, thank you for commenting on the, you know, these questions of the week. So that was the 5th one. And this kind of leads me into, since it brought you in, is that fighter or the fighter that won that fight, did that make him, who's your favorite fighter? Did that make him your favorite fighter? So question 6 is, who's your favorite fighter of the week and why? Why is that person your favorite fighter? Is that the person that kind of you want to emulate yourself after? Not what they do, but how they go about doing it. Their heart, their, you know, the courage, the skill that they use, the fact they use their brain over brawn, the fact they use their brawn over brain. What was it? You know, and obviously my favorite fighter would be my cousin who fought, you know, Luke Capuano. He's Al Bernstein's favorite fighter too, by the way. And you know, he just had that heart, and he could hit. He had 21 wins and 20 were by knockout. I believe he outperformed his I don't know, his abilities. He was 5'7", 5'8". You know, not really a big guy, but he fought in light heavyweight and cruiserweight. You know, back and forth there. So, you know, to win that many times, you know, that was it for me. You know, that was the guy. I was like, you know, if I have half his heart, you know, what could I do with it? So that was mine. You know. So who's yours? All right. And I guess, you know, with Lex Arguello, you know, the big thin man. R.I.P. Hearts with you, family, fans, everybody. And you know, we had Michael Jackson passing, and I don't care what you thought, you know, the impact of him and what he did for music and the world in general, you know, was amazing. We lost Billy Mays, we lost, God, so many deaths. But, you know, it was a sad week. You know, but on the flip side of that, we have UFC 100. And for that, you really need to go to the Uncut Sports and talk to George and Kevin about that. But, you know, it's got Brock Lesnar against Frank Mir. And that's the only fight I'm really concerned about in this, because I'm not huge into MMA. But I think Lesnar's going to take Mir out. It's just my opinion. But he was working Mir's ass in that round, and then the ref separated them. When they got back together, Mir flobbled, got him in, you know, an ankle lock or a knee bar, and ended, and Lesnar tapped out. This time I think Lesnar goes balls to the wall again and pounds him into a submission, first round. I don't think it goes 2. All right? Well, UFC 100 this weekend. Hope you all watch it. You know, check out Uncut Sports. They know a lot more about that than I do. I mean, I like MMA, but I'm not MMA. All right? So, you have a wonderful day. This is Bigragu. I'm out.